Give it up for Kim. Kim Frank.
So up next we have Danny coming out of StyleFX, True Crew. How I want to get into this one with you is, I guess if you could give us a quick rundown of how you ended up at the place that you're at right now, you know, having your own studio, what that journey was like, how long it took to get there, you know, things like that. If you want, also let us know a little bit about how you got into breaking. Maybe a similar question to how I asked Backspace, which was how do you feel that the purpose shifted from a young adolescent getting into breaking and falling in love with hip hop to then, you know, growing up, becoming a father, having your own business now, and putting on for the next generation, what that journey's been like and how the purpose for you has evolved from a young kid to now a father.
I mean, that's deep. That's deep. So I'm gonna first start off with the meaning behind getting into Orphanage to begin with. So for me, StyleFX was a crew that I grew up with. This is my brother's crew and the homies' crew back in Leominster, Massachusetts, where I'm from. So StyleFX is not only a business now and my business, but it's a part of my lineage when it comes to breaking. Right? I started at 10 years old, right? Started at 10 years old. My son's 12 now, you know what I mean? And he was right there with me the whole time. Reese, you know, is my dude. So ever so often when my crew, because they're older than me, so I'll start off with that. My crew is all older than me by like 3 or 4 years. So when I was getting into high school, they were all getting out of high school. You know what I mean? So I didn't really have anybody to break with at all. Everybody in high school was already not even at my level, or it was just too intimidating where I was at in my level. So it was always shutting down circles, not in a good way. So, you know, long story short, you know, I wasn't the one going to competitions. I didn't know where to go. It faded out completely. It was a fad. It was like there and it went. You know what I'm saying? So linking up with Reese ever so often, you know what I mean? Every 3-4 months at a time, I would hit up Reese. Like that. Not every day, I would hit him up, yo, Reese, you know, yo, come through to the Worcester, you know what I'm saying? We go to the rec center. So I would get up with him, and then, you know, off the strength of him, I started meeting all of you guys, you know, and he was like, yo, you know, we're gonna battle you in this year, so get ready. You know, that year, I had got a phone call from, you know, Max's mother, letting me know that she's pregnant. So I was like, damn, I'm getting battled in, but that was, you know, the first inception of like, damn, like, life is getting real in so many different ways. Like, so many, I was not ready for that. I was ready for that, but I wasn't ready for that. So off the strength of Max, you see Max, if you haven't seen him yet, man, he's somewhere around here. But like, him being here right now is a testament of how long and how much meaning you guys, all of you guys, every single one of you guys here in attendance has in my heart. Because Orphanage is not just, let's just get together and hang out. It's not that for me. It might be that for some of you guys, but it's never been that for me. I've taken it so personal that I'm getting put down with a family. Because my family, StyleFX, was all gone. I did not have a dance family. So bringing it back to where Backspace was talking about, what so much more than that. And so Orphanage for me was me being that orphan, a part of something that was greater than myself, and being a part of something that I used to be a part of. So I felt at home, I felt great again. I was like, damn, this is dope. You know, I can go anywhere now in New England and feel like, yo, I'm gonna know somebody. So I don't gotta worry about who I'm gonna battle with, who I'm gonna train with, who I'm gonna practice with. Is anybody in my city that really wants to get down? No, I didn't have to worry about that. So I knew I can go to a jam. I knew I could pull up to a practice and be like, all right, cool. I know I belong. I know there's people out there that are gonna push me just as hard as I wanna push them. You know, so Orphanage really is that for me. But again, you know, 10 years old, just wanted to have fun. Breaking, that was it. Just wanted to have fun. My older brother was breaking, I wanted to do that. Everything my brother did, I wanted to do, but I wanted to be better than him. I was never better than him at anything, but you know, breaking I am. Fuck that. He can't touch me. Fuck out of here. And he knows that. So real shit. Like that's the only thing I can say. Like, yo, I got you, brother. I got you, brother. Because I'm motherfucker's mad intelligent. Yo, he's book smart. He's street smart. Everything. Like, but I'm like, yo, I got you on that motherfucker. Hell yeah. You know, so breaking was that thing. Like, yo, I want to be iller than you at this. You know what I mean? So that was like my motivation. Then it turned into an outlet. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was a hobby and it turned into an outlet. Something that I needed to do. I didn't even know that I needed to do it. You know what I mean? So from a hobby to an outlet to where I am now with 3 kids, you know what I'm saying? A significant other here, Becca, who also does, you know, hip hop and breaking and all that. And I want to, you know, let her touch the mic because it's important that you guys hear her story too, because it's deep too. And we met through breaking, through a competition. You know, Pittsfield, 2 polar opposite parts of where we're from. You know what I'm saying? I'm not from Western Mass, but she is. You know, and we met at an event, and long story short, and now it's a successful career, you know, so from the hobby to an outlet to a career. You know, nothing that I could have ever dreamed of.
Yes.
Yo, what do you want to do in 5 years? What do you want to do when you grow up? Not this.
Right.
I would have never said this, you know what I mean, ever in my life, you know?
Yes.
I just knew I wanted to graduate high school, and whatever happened after that. Life was life, and at a young age for me, so I just knew I wanted to graduate, and then whatever was gonna happen was gonna happen.
Yes.
And that's why breaking was that outlet, and then it just slowly fizzled into this amazing career out of the strength and the love of being around people like you guys. You know what I'm saying? To you know what I mean? To pick me up and keep my mind right. Because again, when things are happening, things are happening. But that's basically like that in a nutshell, you know what I mean? So think of it as a hobby, 10 years old, an outlet, you know what I mean? Something that I need to do that I don't need, you know, that I don't know I need. And then now the career, you know, and StyleFX is now a business, you know? StyleFX, Affect FX. So you think of the effect that it has, but you think about the effect that we bring.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to
Yes.
understand how I branded my old crew was like that. Like, how could I keep this? And we do this based off of fitness, health, and wellness. You know what I'm saying? So all the hip hop elements, and we you know, facilitate fitness, health, and wellness through the artistry of what? Hip hop culture.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, long story short, that's it. 'Cause, you know, my story is long. But yeah, I want to let you guys hear from Becca and shit like that too. 'Cause
Appreciate that.
she has a deep story too, you know.
Hey guys, I'm Becca.
Yay, Becca!
I'm in Orphanage for just a year actually today, so officially. I've been dancing over 20 years. I started with inspiration from my brother. He was an MC. Dance for me has always been very therapeutic. It's been something that I've always been able to depend on. I've had a lot of loss in my life, and it's something that was always there for me. So with that, like, when you feel like you hit rock bottom and you have nothing, it's something that you can always depend on and is always there. When you go through a lot of loss, community, this is what I'm talking about, family, you know? When you lose your close family and you feel like you have nothing, being in community and feeling what that really is, you can build on it, you know? And it's something that I've always been able to depend on.
Yeah.
My brother was an MC, like I said, so I grew up listening to a lot of old school hip hop, and that's where I got really into it. I took that artistically and just started creating and taking the movement and starting making my own thing, finding people that wanted to dance with. That's why I started teaching in the first place, is because I wanted other people to dance with. I literally, there was no Western Mass, Vermont, we're in the sticks. Nobody knows what real hip hop is, you know? I really just got people together, and I was in a college and I just asked if I could start my own group, and that's literally how it started. So from just dancing with a bunch of friends to opening your own studio and having a career. It was just a hobby at first as well. I did it, I was a full-time manager at a clothing store, so I would run different businesses. I would travel all the time in fashion, and it just led me to this. So doing that full time, and I was just dancing part time, just as a hobby, and then it turned into a career. So
Yes.
Yeah.
that's where we're at.
I mean, COVID shut our shit down. And so to open up the business was fucking off the strength of like her students reaching out to her to want to learn. And so that's how StyleFX, the business, came about, because, you know, she had built a huge following out in Western Mass. And long story short, we were like, well, what the fuck are we gonna do now? Because her job just left her fucking high and dry.
That's the only reason
Corporate
why we
shit.
opened
And that's
in
literally
Western
the only reason why StyleFX is a business now, because of the strength of that. So, you know, that's huge. And here we are, almost 5 years later. So.
We never had to start out from scratch. I started with 12 crew members, and that's how StyleFX started. Was with those crew members.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
All through passion and dedication. And truly believing in what you're doing.
Yes.
Right, Jasenia?
Yeah. Right, so I believe we have 2 more left, and we're gonna hopefully speed through these 2 more.